Hello everyone, nubkeks here. Welcome back to Nub Raids. In today's video, we're going to be talking all about mythical champions. I'm actually we're going to talk about it in this video, but giving you my thoughts on, I think, some of the main concerns that people have, and from some of the comments I saw, including one fun one, of course, for mythical champions. I'm going to talk about those in the second half of the video, but in the first half, I actually have an early preview here of the official preview that's going to be coming out for you guys. So we're going to watch this together and yeah, see what we think of it. So without any further ado, let's dive in. Let's watch this video should be out later today. And yeah, I was in the middle of preparing this video and this came out in the content creator chat, so I said I might as well do the two together. So let's go.
Hello everyone, and welcome to our latest update preview. Buckle up, this one's going to be huge. After all, it's not every day that we announce a brand new champion rarity.
And it's gonna look so weird in the index, scrolling up and seeing mythical and it be mostly empty. I think I want it to stay mostly empty. That would be my preference for these champions to be really rare, and for the game to still mostly be about legendaries and epics. I think if we come back in like a year or two and there's like 20 mythicals in every faction, and epics are just obsolete and legendaries even, that would be a pity. That wouldn't be
Say
good,
hello to mythical champions.
Hello.
As they're the next step up from legendary, we've gone all out to make mythical champions feel truly special. So what exactly makes them so next level? In a nutshell, mythical champions are essentially two champions in one. They can change between two forms through an exciting new mechanic we're calling Metamorph.
I mean, the visuals of it are just insane. Like, these champions, they look great. You have to give them that for sure. Visually looks awesome.
Each form will have a different set of skills, and sometimes they'll change a champion's type entirely. Let's check out how these work.
One interesting thing there, actually, if I pause it, their base stats are really bad. Like 8,000 base HP. Oh, I guess that's level 1 out of 60. Okay, level 1 out of 60. And not ascended, I suppose. So I was wondering, I thought their base stats are supposed to be really good. These look dreadful so far.
Warriors of myth look in battle. Allow me to introduce you to my mythical friend, Siegfried the Nephilim. Siegfried may look like your standard paragon of the Sacred Order, but wait, he hides a dark secret.
Oh my
when
God,
all of
camera's
Siegfried's
spinning.
allies die, his Metamorph skill activates, transforming him into a flaming angel of vengeance.
That
Check it
looks sick,
out,
to be fair.
even his shield is angry. It's not just Siegfried's appearance that's changed. All of his skills are different now too. His first, or base form, focuses entirely on cracking skulls and dealing damage. Now that he's transformed into a second, or alternate form, he's a healer who can revive his fallen friends and get them back in the fight.
I thought this guy looked like probably the weakest of them, which is crazy to say. Like a champion that has an AoE revive, everyone half HP turn meter, and block damage. But I just figured because he's a damage dealer, you're probably going to be building him for pure damage, right? So he does good damage in his damage dealer form. And then when he switches into his reviver, he's going to be the squishiest reviver in the game. I think it's going to be awkward to make him be the last one alive. If he's a damage dealer, they're usually the first ones to die. It's going to be very hard to keep him as the last one alive. We'll see.
So there's a very quick demonstration of the Metamorph mechanic, the signature feature of mythical champions.
They're all going to
Now,
die here.
let's really get into the nuts and
Doesn't look
bolts of
good.
how they work, how to make the most out of them, and how to get them. We'll
Yeah,
start
his
with that
reviver's about
last
to
and
die
most
there.
important point, how to get a mythical champion.
Ooh.
Presenting Primal.
Yo, if I move out of the way here, that's interesting. It's between void shards and sacred shards, and there are rare champions in there. I really thought it would go below them. That is interesting. It's also intriguing to see that they've basically updated the shard design. It is a cooler, more detailed-looking shard compared to the base shards.
Shards. These new, angry-looking red shards will be your main way to
Collect 100 primal. I did see a data mine about this. I guess I can talk about. I'm not supposed to talk about data mine stuff, and I generally try not to, of course. I don't even see that much either, to be fair. But 100 primal quartz to form a primal shard. I actually think that this could work out okay. It's going to depend how hard it is to get primal quartz and all of that. But I think the thing that makes this somewhat okay is that, seeing as you're going to be needing 100 of it, presumably, hopefully, you're going to be getting even small amounts fairly consistently, which means that even for free to play, you should hopefully be able to save up this primal quartz and eventually get a primal shard. Now, of course, I guess the problem is you could just pull a rare champion out of it. I wonder, will they show us the chances in this video? But yeah, I think the fact that they've broken it down into these mini shards, as it were, to form a big one could actually be something of a positive. Because, saving up over a long time. It's sort of the problem with prism shards. Is the opposite thing, where because it's only up for a week, you're not able to save up, and therefore for free to play players, prism shards might as well not exist, because yeah, we'll talk about that.
Some in
We'll
mythical champions, but you can also get rares, epics, and legendaries of all affinities except void from them too. At launch, there won't be any mythical void champions, but we'll be sure to let you know when that changes and how you can add them to your collection.
Interesting. So no mythical voids and no void champions at all from primal shards. Interesting. Presumably there's going to be, my guess would be there's going to be a void primal shard, right? That's gonna, right? There's going to be a void primal shard. That would be my bet. That will drop void champions and the void mythicals. Yeah, most likely. I think it would be weird if they added voids in retroactively. I don't think they do that.
Primal shards can also be formed by collecting primal quartz. Collect 100 of this mythical substance and you can create a primal shard. Both primal shards and quartz can be earned from certain events or other in-game activities. So
Good
get
animation.
hunting. So I've got a mythical champion. How do I power them up? Good news. They work exactly the same as any other champion. Fight in battles, send them to the sparring pit, use XP brews or food champions to gain experience, and use affinity potions to ascend them. Easy.
There's some base stats right there. So his HP's not great. Man, his base stats aren't even that crazy. He's got really high base speed, but his health and defense are really low. His attack is really low. Crit damage is normal. I'm not seeing these mythical stat levels. That's not very good.
They also come fresh out of the shard at rank 6, so no rank 5 chickens needed. Speaking of upgrades, time to talk skills. You'll need mythical tomes to develop their skills, and keep in mind that you'll need to upgrade each form's skills separately. But before you start panicking, fully upgrading all skills across both forms will require about the same amount of tomes as if you were upgrading a legendary champion. If you have a preference for one form over the other, consider using your tomes to focus on that form's skills first.
That's actually pretty good. Okay, so I think it's going to be really hard to get these tomes. That's not going to be easy, but I actually really like that you're getting like big, like 20% damage or turn off the cooldown. Each tome is giving you a substantial upgrade to each ability. I think that's much more interesting than epic and legendary tomes, where it's just kind of padding half the time. That's better. I love that they're actually not making you need that many tomes for it, and you can choose which form. Okay, I actually think that's a pretty big win, honestly. We'll see. Maybe these are going to be impossible to get, but that seems like a pretty big win. I think that's good.
For example,
good change.
If you want our good buddy Siegfried primarily as a healer, use your tomes on his alternate form skills first. While you'll need to think about which skills you want to upgrade first.
No, that wouldn't really work. I think it's a passive, right? So everyone has to die for him to become the healer. Doesn't really make sense to upgrade his alternate form. Seems very unreliable.
First, gear and masteries will remain the same across both forms. Find the perfect balance for both, or dedicate all your resources into one form.
Oh, here we go. Okay, these are his base stats. All right, okay, this is much better then. Not crazy, but 110 base speed, that's very high. 1663 attack is very high. Not the highest, but very high. 63% crit damage, that's actually staying basically the same. And like, you're not going to have faction guardians, right? Faction guardians right now, you might have some are going to be giving you like a bit more attack and stuff, like, so that's not going to be there for these, I guess, at the start. Probably they will, I suppose, add it in. It's going to be probably hard to awaken them as well, I guess. That's interesting. These are much lower than I thought. Let me know, what do you think? But honestly, these base stats are worse than I expected. I wonder if it'll show us the other form here. They've gone for double cruel and crit damage. Right.
The choice is yours. As for empowering, that works exactly the same, but you can't unbind mythical champions. When it comes to
I would have much preferred. I think, by the way, empowerment is probably one of the worst things they added to the game ever. Empowerment is just, yeah, I think it's very, very bad, really. I would have preferred to see them with higher base stats and no empowerment. But obviously they want to have, you know, Krakens keep pulling and keep pulling and keep pulling, because they'll literally spend tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands each to get all of them empowered. So they, you know, yeah, that's a bummer.
Awakening, it's business as normal. Blessings will remain the same across both forms.
Ooh.
The mythical champions will get extra stat bonuses from them.
Okay, hang on. So here, an extra 5% crit damage, extra 100 attack. It's nothing crazy. Extra 5 speed, 50 attack, 2% crit damage. Honestly, not crazy. Again, like slightly better than legendaries, but nothing nuts. I do wonder, you have to assume there's going to be mythical blessings at some point. One assumes that has to come, right? So that will be, I think, more interesting. But this, yeah, basically the same as legendaries.
Since there will only be a few mythical champions at launch, you won't be able to add them to the wish list at the Altar of Souls.
Oh, yeah, no mythical.
For now, anyway. That's the broad...
For now, we will. We will add it to the wish list. Which makes the ultimate difference to pulling champions. It really helps.
Strokes covered, let's jump back to the Metamorph mechanic for a closer look. We've already seen that each mythical champion will have 2 forms they can switch between. Here's the kicker.
That alternate form looks so much cooler. That looks
The way
sick.
each mythical champion's Metamorph skill works can differ. Remember Siegfried, our friendly neighborhood flaming angel? His base form's Metamorph skill works like a passive and will only activate when all of his allies die. However, in his alternate form...
so that was interesting. It triggered his thing, and he got a turn straight away, right? Last ally died. He just jumped to max turn meter, transformed, and was good to go.
Siegfried can activate his Metamorph skill like any other active skill, turning him back into his base form at the touch of a button. In general, most mythical champions will have Metamorph as a standard active skill, meaning they can change forms whenever they want. Cooldown willing, of course. Whenever a mythical champion uses their Metamorph skill, they'll get an extra turn, and all of their skills will have their cooldowns reset, except for the Metamorph skill. Metamorph skills also can't be affected by masteries, artifacts,
that's
or
very
anything else that might increase or decrease cooldowns. A couple more things to keep in mind for switching.
Okay, Metamorph skills not affected by anything to increase or decrease cooldown, so you can't like reset them with a Yumiko or a Renegade or something like that. Okay, that's probably good, and also they can't be knocked back. So for Arena, it's a game changer, right? Lockout champions like Yumiko and Warlord, Basher even, not going to be as strong against these champs because they can just Metamorph and it resets their alternate form skills. That's a big switch up for Arena. I know it doesn't affect probably a lot of you, but it will affect some of you that do fight those types of champs in Arena. And that will eventually have some mythicals. Very curious how long it's going to take to get these
forms. Unless stated otherwise, you'll keep all buffs and debuffs when changing from one form to the other. Same goes for HP. You keep the same HP percentage across both forms, even if the max HP is different. However, shield buffs won't change their value.
I guess
a
so, because
10k
it's an
shield
extra
buff
turn.
in P. You keep
like because you trigger an extra turn, you're going to outrun the buffs, right?
a couple more things
So,
to keep
she
in
gave
mind
him
for
2
switching
turns for all
forms.
the buffs.
Unless stated otherwise, you'll keep all buffs and debuffs when changing from one form to the other. Same goes for HP. You keep
Flips forms, it ticks down 1. So because you're getting an extra turn, yeah, you keep your buffs, but you do lose a turn on all of them switching over.
the same HP percentage across both forms, even if the max HP is different. However, shield buffs won't change their value. A 10k shield buff in base form will still be a 10k shield buff in alternate form. And finally, as the name suggests, mythical champions will always start a battle in their base form. With mythical champions, we're adding a whole new level of utility that players can use to their advantage. While they're very versatile, you'll need to think really carefully about which gear, masteries, and blessings suit your playstyle and team composition. We can't wait to see how these mythical champions shake up Raid. Be sure to keep an eye on the release notes and check the news to see which events and activities will have primal shards or primal quartz as rewards.
Events and activities will have primal shards. I wonder. You assume not many, right? We'll see. We'll see. That's interesting. So they always start in their base form. Okay, that's not totally a surprise. It does maybe make some of the strategies a little less interesting. But okay, fine, whatever.
We're also planning a major new feature that will have a mythical champion as a reward. But I think you've had enough for today. And
interesting.
That's pretty much
Major new feature, the mythical as a reward. What the heck would that be? It has to be something big, like it has to be like a new difficulty of Hydra, though they've just done Hydra Clash, doesn't seem likely. I mean, it could be this new clan boss will drop you a mythical champion and maybe mythical quartz or something. That would be my most likely bet. It could be a mission, right? Some missions after a man too. That one wouldn't be very popular. I'd hope, my hope would be it would be you get a guaranteed mythical from this clan boss. That makes sense. I think that makes sense, and we're sort of expecting it. That's cool.
Much
Though.
everything
So
there
everyone
is
will
to
get
know
one.
about mythical champions. But it wouldn't be an update preview without a champion teaser. So here's a sneak peek at the first batch of mythical champions. Man, they look so cool. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the official Raid Shadow Legends YouTube channel to stay up to date with everything going on in Teleria. Have fun and happy raiding.
Okay, interesting. All right, so they're gonna tease us with the champions that we content creators got to do videos on already. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah. All right. All right. Learned a few new things from that video. Yeah, some good things. Let's look at this. Let's look at this then. So, yeah, people's problems with this. Actually, maybe I'll do an entire second video on this. I think I will. This one's long enough already, and I might talk for ages about this. Let's split it into two. I'll come back with a second video today talking about whether mythicals are good or not. Let's just leave that as like a little preview thing. Sorry for the start of it being a bit. I might edit that. I will edit that out, actually, I think, to make it more clear. Thanks for watching, though, guys. I will catch you for the next video very shortly. See you in a few minutes, probably. See you very soon. Bye-bye.